Portland is called the City of Roses for a reason. And I know that reason because this last weekend when I was there, all the roses were in bloom. It was beautiful. In the area of the city where I stayed, they, the way the streets would come together, there would be a circle with all different kinds of roses in the middle, and then the streets would come in there and, you would go around. And also the peonies were in bloom. And unlike our peonies that last for 2 days, three at the most, the peonies there last for a really long time. So I don't know what the trick is, but we got to get some Portland peonies. Okay, because I mean, even the ones that she stuck and put in a vase on my altar, they were still fresh after 3 days. I don't know what Washington peonies, what to do. Anyway, so I was invited there by my Tripa College, which I have a long connection with them. And so Friday night, and then 2 sessions or 3 sessions on Saturday, I was teaching from practical ethics and profound emptiness, Nagarjuna's Precious Garland, and it was really fun because they wanted me to emphasize the practical ethics part. So I relied a lot on Venerable, where are you? Your article, and about how the king should rule. And so I brought in a lot of other verses and, kind of really expounded on it. And because it's amazing. Nagarjuna is just telling you how to run a country. He's telling you how to be a decent human being who will inspire faith if you're in a leadership position. He's telling you how to be a good leader. It's just incredible. And so, of course, as I'm teaching that, me, I have to bring up examples, and you can imagine the examples I brought up. But everything was right on the tips of the tongues of everybody there, because last week, I don't know if you know, but in Portland, there were two young women. One was black, one was wearing a hijab on the light rail. And some guy came in and started carrying on and threatening them and screaming at them and bigoted speech. And then 3 guys got up to try and, settle him down because the girls had moved to another place. And he pulled out a knife and he killed 2 of the guys and severely injured one of them. So the whole city was on edge after this. And plus, yesterday they had scheduled from before one alt-right group called, what was it? There's a few of them, the 3%ers, the Oath Keepers. Anyway, so they had apparently beforehand planned a pro-Trump rally in downtown Portland. And it was on federal land. The feds had granted them the permit to do it, even though the mayor of Portland asked them not to because everybody was so on edge after the killing. So everybody, Friday night and Saturday was, all this is like really on people's minds. And so what I was teaching was all about that too, and what Nagarjuna said. And so we got into quite a discussion about it. And the same thing you'll remember just last week or the week before I gave a talk about things not being hopeless and not getting discouraged. So I talked a lot about that, and how we have to take this into our practice. So it was really good, and always relying on referring back to Nagarjuna. It's like, I'm not saying this. Look, this is what he said in the book. And then, he talked about all these qualities: truthfulness, generosity, tranquility, wisdom, those 4 qualities that he emphasized people develop, and all sorts of other things. So that was the subject of Friday and Saturday. So it was, for me, it was really fun teaching, and the group was like right there. People were really paying attention, and people were hurting, and so they wanted answers. And I had told them before, comments, questions, answers not guaranteed, but you know, they were willing to do the work and think about things. And then Saturday evening, the lady that I was staying with, Anita, she invited some of the people who work at my Tripa over for dinner. So we had a lot of fun. That was very nice because I'm good friends with those people, and so it was just nice having an evening to talk about. Well, we talked about NVC during it and some other things that they're doing, but that'll be for another BBC. Um, yeah. And also on Friday evening, I had dinner with Yangtze Rinpoche, who I've known since he was this big. And so really nice again seeing him. And then Sunday morning was their graduation. They have an MA program in Buddhist studies and an MDiv, I should say, MDiv, Masters of Divinity. And several of their people go on to become chaplains. And so it was the graduation time. And it was so sweet, the graduation. There were just 4 people graduating, and they had the caps and gowns. I wore my chugu. And, and it was interesting for me to be there because I never went to my high school graduation or my college graduation. I wasn't interested in any of that. So, but it was very sweet, because the people there, it's a small college, so you really know the people. The people aren't lost in enormous classes. They all know each other and they're all friends, including the staff and the faculty and all. And so it really turned into a time of rejoicing. Yeah. So it wasn't just rejoicing, or celebrating, yay, you graduated and got your degree. It was like, look at what my Tripa did. Because these people graduating depended on Rinpoche beginning my Tripa, the faculty, the staff, the people who take care of the premises, these people's parents. So many people are involved in making it so that some people can graduate. So it was really a big time or a big celebration for all of my Tripa and a time of rejoicing of look what we've been able to do. Yeah? As a group, we've been able to do this so that these people are now qualified and going out. And so somebody said, we should do things like this more often and celebrate. And it made me think of, we used to have anniversaries every autumn, and we haven't had it. I guess you do that at the beginning, and then, like when you're a baby, when you 1, 2, 3, but then as you get older, it's like, yeah, 16, then you go to 20, then you celebrate 50. No, you celebrate 49. You don't celebrate 50. Then you do 59, then you do 79, this. But anyway, so it was reminding me that we should really, I think this year we will do a celebration because we'll have the Prajna house. And it's my 40th year of monastic life. So I think that's something I hope you don't cry about. I celebrate. I think it's the greatest thing I ever did. But yeah, so it's just very nice being with that community again and seeing how they've grown. They've had ups and downs, just like we've had ups and downs. And so, again, I invited them, come here, for Rinpoche. If he wants to do a retreat with his students, come here and do it, and things like that. So, yeah, it was a very, very nice weekend. And they all said hello to you. And I kept hearing, everybody said, oh, I've heard so much about the Abbey. you know, and what's his name? Jackson, uh, Roger Jackson. Yeah, you know, Roger Jackson, he was so excited about coming to the Abbey. And, you know, we heard Jan Willis was there and she said nice things. And yeah, so it was very nice. Yeah.